Hope you guys can hear me now. For some reason my audio device wasn't connected. Alright, so I think now we are up with audio as well. So what I was trying to say was we have a bunch up front, and we are in the first lap of this Volcano circuit map. We have the front bunch with Arthik, Neil, Emil, Andrew, Saurabh, Deepak and Shreyas. The rest have been left behind. Now this is a short, but it has a couple punchy sections in this map, and we can see Arthik and a few of the other guys using their power-ups, which is the feather or lightweight power-up. We spoke a little bit about this in the last race. Using these power-ups will certainly give you a little bit of a boost because it reduces your body weight by a certain percentage, allowing you to ride or climb much faster. So we can see a couple of these guys trying to make the break and form a separation. So we have a couple of guys just slowly getting left behind. Shreyas is using the arrow power-up, which was, I guess he has to use it now because if he wants to get back on the front bunch, he needs to put in that effort. So we have Saurabh, Arthik, Andrew and Deepak in the front bunch. Shreyas and Neil are 2 seconds behind, so if they put in an effort now, they can certainly bridge across. These bikes are beautiful, aren't they? So for this race, I don't know if you guys heard this because the mic wasn't working earlier, but what we've done is we've neutralized the bike selections by allowing everyone to have the same bike so that there's no undue advantage through the frame or the wheels that folks select. And here we can see Shreyas and Neil putting out some crazy power numbers because they want to bridge across to that front bunch, which is 2 seconds ahead. So they certainly need to work hard now, otherwise the race is over. We can see Andrew, Saurabh, Arthik and Deepak in the front bunch, and Shreyas and Neil have made it. What about Emil? Emil is 3 seconds behind, so he really needs to work hard now if he wants to catch them. If he doesn't do it now, it's now or never pretty much. So front group is keeping the pace pretty high. Deepak is chatting as he's racing. That's awesome to watch. Shows how strong he is. So like I said, this is going to be a crit style event, guys. So we are in the first lap, and there's going to be preem lap points for both the men as well as the women. For the men, the preem lap would be the second lap, which means once they finish the first lap, that's when the second lap starts. And when they finish the second lap, the top 3 riders who finish first, second and third will be getting preem lap points. So what's a preem lap? Preem lap is essentially a way for riders to keep the pace high. You're not just sitting and waiting for things to happen, but it's also awarding these guys because they're pushing harder and trying to make something happen out of nothing. So that's the whole concept. And still watching Emil, he's trying hard. He's pushing out some solid power numbers. He's still about 3 seconds behind the front bunch. Front bunch is kind of settling in. We have Saurabh, Deepak, Shreyas, Andrew and Arthik in the front bunch. All of them pretty strong. And Neil as well, sorry. And where is Emil? He's still just dangling right there, 4 to 5 seconds. He really needs to do it now. There's going to be a small uphill section, so things are going to heat up over here. Let's watch. And this is where we can see folks like Arthik, who is more a watts per kg guy. We can see he's starting to pull away ever so gently from the others, and Deepak is slowly getting dropped in the back, but he's brought it back. That's a good push. What about Saurabh? He's right there. Andrew's also right there. All these guys together, they're still pushing pretty hard. And we are now in the second lap, so this is going to be the preem lap. We are in the preem lap now, so we're going to watch who's going to push hard and get the extra points. They get 5, 4 and 3 points for first, second and third place, which will certainly add to their overall standing as well. Here we can see Bharat. He's about 2 minutes behind Emil, and Emil is he's kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. Granted, Emil did race in the morning, so I'm sure he's pretty beat already from all the hard work that was done in the morning. So here we can see Andrew, Deepak, Saurabh. They've kind of made a small gap. Arthik, Shreyas are together, and Neil is a couple of seconds behind. So it looks like the front three have definitely moved on. Now we are going to wait and watch who's going to get the preem lap points. So yeah, looks like Shreyas and Arthik are a couple of seconds behind, maybe 7 to 8 seconds behind now. And they are about 8 seconds ahead of Neil, and Emil is about 43 seconds behind this front bunch, the front trio. So we're going to watch these three guys so we can find out who's going to be getting the preem points. So they will be sprinting for the first place, obviously. But let's see. Let's wait and watch. The three are stuck like glue with each other, all three of them with orange steel bikes. And Andrew's got the cool hairband as well. Totally retro. So as we know, Andrew finished second in the previous Zwift race. It was a sprint finish with Mustafa, and what a finish it was. And Saurabh, he finished fourth. Again, another sprint finish. He was battling it out against Shreyas, and that was also a nail-biting finish. Deepak is new, and this is his first Zwift FMCC race. He has raced in Zwift before, obviously. He's part of the ISRT racing team, so he knows how to race. And here we can see Andrew using the feather weight, and he's putting out some good power numbers. And we have Andrew going up front. Looks like it's going to be Andrew. Yes, Andrew's first. He's getting the first place, second place Saurabh, and third place would be Deepak. So that's the prelim lap, guys. So Andrew first, Saurabh second, and Deepak third, and they all set a new course PB as well. And now they will try to regroup or settle in and hopefully stay away from Arthik and Shreyas, who are also just finishing their second lap. There's a couple more laps to go for them. And this is interesting. Now we can see Deepak is actually about 6 seconds behind. Looks like Andrew and Saurabh have pulled away from Deepak. Now it's 7 seconds. So this is going to be interesting because we're going to wait and watch to see if Arthik and Shreyas, who are about 20 odd seconds behind Deepak, if they can actually work together and bridge across to him. Obviously, as we spoke about this, riding together is always going to be a bit faster than riding by yourself, even if you're doing the same watt per kilo or watts. So these guys have a pretty good chance that they could probably bridge across to Deepak. So game on. And we can see that the gap is slowly reducing. It was 22 seconds, now it's down to 19 seconds between Deepak and the chase bunch of Arthik and Shreyas. These guys are just about to start this climb section, so let's see what kind of power-ups they got. Hopefully if they got the featherweight, that could be helpful over here. And at the front we have Saurabh and Andrew. They have a definitive lead right now. And let's jump across to Bharat. Bharat is he's a first time racer, so this is exciting to have folks on this platform trying out these kinds of events. Obviously everyone will learn a little bit more as they race, but it's really good to see Bharat. And then we have Walter here. Walter, he's racing from Delhi. He's an erstwhile triathlete. He's a little busy with work now, so he's not able to focus as much on his triathlon training, but it's really good to see him back on the bike and exploring these events as well. And was that, looks like that's Abhilash. Abhilash is a couple of seconds behind Walter, so let's see if Abhilash can bridge across and perhaps him and Walter can duel it out towards the end. Okay, jumping back to Arthik and Shreyas, and let's see what the gap is now. It's about 16 seconds. So they are slowly catching up. So we are in the third lap now. We have 2 more laps, so there certainly is enough time. And Artik and Shreyas are together. Let's jump over to Deepak. Deepak is doing about 200 watts, give or take. And at the front we still have Andrew and Saurabh. They are still stuck together. They have been together right from the start. It was a good sprint between the two of them as well. I think that's what kind of broke the chain between them and Deepak. So these guys are finishing up with their third lap now, so the fourth lap is going to start. And on the right side of the screen you guys can see a little marker which showed 3, which means they're done with 3 laps. So they have 2 more laps to go. Jump over to Deepak. Deepak is also just coming up on the start finish banner, and the gap between him and Shreyas as well as Artik is it's being managed. It's about 18 to 19 seconds. So Deepak is finishing up with his third lap. He's got 2 more laps to go. And at the back we have Shreyas and Artik, and looks like Neil has slowly been clawing his way back, so this is a good opportunity for Neil to be able to catch up with Shreyas as well as Artik, who are just about 10 seconds ahead of him. And if those 3 guys get together, then maybe they still have a good chance of catching up with Deepak. Let's wait and watch. We're back to watching the leaders. Again, Saurabh and Andrew are still together. 2 laps to go, and here we see Saurabh popping the featherweight power up at the right time. Deepak is using, this is the draft power up, so sadly he's not going to be able to get any draft because there's no one with him. But I think he's utilizing it just so that he can get another power up anyway. If he doesn't use this power up, what happens is when he crosses the banner, he won't be getting a new power up. So that's the reason why he's using it. And here we see Andrew and Saurabh. They are coming up on Bharat, and Bharat is going to be overtaken. There's no lap out here. We want Bharat to finish the race, so he's going to carry on riding. But these guys, that shows the pace these guys have been at. They've been sending it right from the start, maintaining some serious power number. It's going to be an exciting sprint finish. And here we can see Arthik using the draft power up in an effort to get back on Shreyas's wheel. Neil is still about 10 to 11 seconds behind, but now the gap between these guys and Deepak is about 12-13 seconds. So these guys have definitely clawed back a little bit of the time that they lost. So let's see if they can work together and bring that 12-second gap down, because if that is the case, then they are fighting for third spot. So they can certainly get more points for third spot. The overall points is 8 for the first place, 5 for the second place, and 3 for the third place, and all the other finishers will get 1 point. So obviously there's more points just at stake within the top 3 spots. And we are back to Andrew and Saurabh, and they're still together, they're still pushing hard. I think they've kind of settled in now. They have a 30-second gap over Deepak, and Deepak is kind of maintaining that 13 to 14 second gap between himself and Shreyas as well as Arthik. Now these guys definitely need to work a little bit more, because they just have one more lap after this to catch up with Deepak. And Neil is still about 12 seconds behind, so I guess the gap is being maintained between him and these guys as well. Here we can see Deepak is about to catch Bharat and pass him. And Bharat doing some good power to hold on to Deepak's wheel for what it's worth. And here we have Walter and Abhilash. Yeah, they're both together, so it looks like Abhilash did bridge across to Walter. And back to Arthik and Shreyas, and they are still, now it's 18 seconds again, so looks like the gap between them and Deepak has increased. So I doubt they'll have enough to be able to catch up to Deepak. And at the front we have Saurabh and Andrew. They are within the last lap now, so Deepak is just about to cross the start finish banner. And the number will change from 2 to 1 for Deepak as he crosses it, indicating that there's one more lap to go. And these guys at the front are still doing solid power numbers. They are still pushing it. On the left side we can see the lap times, and Andrew, Saurabh have the 2 fastest laps. Deepak has the 3rd fastest. Arthik, Shreyas and Neil pretty close, and then the rest are a little bit behind in terms of lap timings. And now we can watch how this unfolds. We are in the last lap, so definitely looking towards a sprint finish, the way Saurabh and Andrew have been together, unless there is some attack being made in the uphill section that's just about to come up on us. So in about 400 to 500 meters there'll be a small kicker. It's a bit punchy, so definitely the watt per kilos will play a major role. Let's see how this plays out. Do these guys want to take it to a sprint finish, or are they going to do something right now? And Andrew's pushing about 6 watts per kilo, and Saurabh is just getting left behind. 1 second is the gap now. And yeah, it looks like there's a small gap opened up between Saurabh and Andrew, and there's going to be another small kicker coming up now. So if Andrew can punch it on that, he will definitely break away from Saurabh. Saurabh will really need to push hard now if he wants to get back on Andrew's wheel. It looks like there's a 1 second gap between these two guys. And Saurabh just popped the featherweight power up. This is not the right place for it though. He might have benefited had he used it while going uphill, but that's fine. And a little behind we can see Shreyas and Arthik doing some khujli over here. Arthik has pulled away from Shreyas, and perhaps there's a small 2 second gap now between these two guys. Andrew's using the draft power up, so, and looks like Saurabh is back with Andrew, so now this is definitely going into a sprint finish for sure. And we have Deepak 47 seconds behind, 48, 50 seconds, and Arthik is about 10 seconds behind, and Shreyas is about 3 seconds behind those guys. So we're going to watch Andrew and Saurabh because we are coming up on the finish, and then we'll jump to the other guys as soon as we can. Now this is going to be a sprint finish for sure. So it looks like Arthik does have like a 4 second lead or 4 second gap on Shreyas, so we're going to wait and watch to see how that unfolds. So we are within a kilometer of the finish. Now it's going to be mostly flat, and the finish will have a couple of small kickers, so it could play a major role in how these sprints pan out in terms of watt per kilo. So who's going to get it, Andrew or Saurabh? And mind you, Saurabh already had a race in the morning, so, and he finished on the podium on that as well, so kudos to Saurabh for doing a second race and most probably getting another podium here as well. And Andrew already did like a 2-hour ride in the morning as well, so in the UK. So these guys, they're just crazy in terms of the fitness levels that they have. All right, so let's keep an eye on what happens now. We are within 600 meters, I believe. So we can see that it's an uphill section here, 4%. It flattens out a little bit, and here we see Andrew doing 18. Oh wow, that was a fantastic push by Saurabh, pushing out some crazy numbers, and we have Andrew following through. Will Andrew catch up? Oh my god, look at that. Oh, he passed him. What a finish. Andrew wins and Saurabh finishes second. Oh my god, that was a crazy crazy sprint. Good job, you guys. Good job. Let's quickly jump over to Deepak. Deepak is coming in, and he's got a really good finish. Started hot and stayed with the front bunch till the preem lap got over, and then he's been doing his race without any issues at all. Flawless finish all by himself. You can see him pulling in and finishing in third place, and I believe, yeah, third place for Deepak. And then Arthik is right behind. He is going to be pulling in and finishing in fourth, and then Shreyas is going to be finishing in fifth. Next it should be Neil. I believe Neil will be sixth, and if I can Yeah, Neil is going to be 6th. Good solid race by Neil as well. He also raced in the morning, so I mean, I know how beat up a person would be after a hard effort. Um, Doing a second hard effort in a day, it's just crazy. These guys are just amazing watching all this. And then we have Emil. He's also pulling in. He'll be right behind Neil. Again, he's been riding the entire race by himself, so I'm sure he's probably got a new 20-minute power number if possible, if that's even a possibility. But yeah. Yeah, Emil is pushing and finishing hard. And then behind Emil we have Abhilash, and looks like Abhilash is pulled away from Walter. So Walter is behind Abhilash, and Abhilash has been doing his solo race as well. So he started in the back, and then he managed to catch a couple of guys and pass them as well. Here we see Emil. He's gonna pull in and finish his race as well. Heart rate nice and relaxed. Looks like he's just having a stroll in the park. And now we see Emil pulling in. Good race by all these guys. Okay, next we'll jump over and watch what happens between these three guys. So we still have Abhilash on course, Walter and Bharat. So Abhilash is probably going to finish next. I believe Abhilash has like a 15-second gap on Walter. Oh, about 27 seconds now. Okay. Now we see Abhilash pulling in. He's going to finish his race. And congrats Abhilash. And now we see Walter using the featherweight power up and pushing hard to finish as quickly as possible. That was a hard race for sure. Good job Walter, and welcome back to racing. Okay, and now let's jump over to Bharat. He's the star of the race if you ask me. He just started cycling about 3 months ago and did his first crit race, which was in Chennai around the Island Ground loops about a month and a half back. And he's been riding regularly on ECR Chennai, which is the East Coast Road. And he said he wanted to try out this Zwift race, so this is really good to see. Obviously, the more he rides on Zwift, he'll certainly understand a bit more about how these guys plan their race. So it's all about the experience. And Bharat is almost done with his race as well, so good job to him, and good job to everyone else who's watching the race as well. So thank you everyone for being a part of this, and you guys just being a part of it is it's a huge thing actually, because it's supporting what we do as cyclists, as trying to promote the sport, and also healthy competition amongst our friends, our rivals, in a safe manner. So it's really nice to see all of you guys watching these live events and supporting all these guys. Many of them are your friends. You guys race with them, you guys ride with them, so it's really nice. And if you guys ever want to give this a try, please feel free to shoot me a text, and you can all be part of the next one. And we have Bharat just pulling it in, and with that the race is over, guys. Awesome. Congratulations Bharat, you are certainly the winner for participating in your first ever Zwift race, so kudos to you, man. Tentatively we have Andrew finishing first, Saurabh finishing second, and Deepak finishing third. As always, I will be cross-verifying all the results, and I'll be publishing the actual results in a little while. In the meantime, back to me. I'm going to be quitting the event, and thank you everyone for being a part of this. See you all in the women's race shortly.